Boys and girls, what's up? Here we go. We are on to section 5 of chapter 10. Here is your overall arching essential question for this section. It says, how do you find the measures of all 7, that's right, 7 angles related to circles? Now rest assured, you actually don't know this, but you already know one of the angles of the 7 that we're talking about here. So that's pretty cool. In this video, though, in this video lesson, I'm going to tackle 2 angles for you, one of which you already know. And of these 7 angles, here's the first one you already know, central angle. We've talked about that, but we'll go back and revisit that one. Again, we're talking about the measure of each of the angles. And the other one that's new is called an inscribed angle. So this inscribed angle, what it is, and then also how we find the measure of it. So, onto your foldable to take notes in this section. Where is the vertex is the question. Where is the vertex? On the first line right here. Well, it's not a line. On the first flap, what you need to write is this. We're going to quickly talk about and fill in this part of the foldable where the vertex is at the center of the circle. So, let's open up your foldable and let's take some notes on some questions or quick little reminders of what the angle is called when we have the vertex at the center of the circle. Here we go, into the foldable. Okay, you see in this first foldable, what you should draw is a circle like this. And yes, you know that's called a central angle. A central angle, and we know the definition of a central angle is this. It's the one we already know. The vertex is at the center, and its sides are 2 radii. So these guys right there. And we actually already know this. If the measure of this angle in here is 74, we remember and we know that this arc over here that it intercepts is exactly the same measure. So the angle and the arc are exactly the same. So if I were you, I'd have a picture like this in my foldable. I'd write the definition right here into my foldable. Oh yeah. And then I write here what's in red. This is exactly how you find the measure of a central angle. I know, it's a review, but that's what needs to go in your foldable to make this foldable complete, because the next 6 things we talk about are completely new. So central angle, vertex is the same as the arc. So remember, if I move this thing, I'll move it over here, whatever. Notice these 2 things are exactly the same no matter where I move them. Where I make the central angle, if I make it really, really small, what a cute little angle. So if this angle is 12, the arc's 12. If I make it really, really big, like 157, if that whole thing's 157, great, then the arc's 157. It happens every single time. So that's the first part of the foldable, where the vertex is at the center. Let's move on to where the vertex is somewhere else. So 1 down, 6 to go. So where the vertex is at the center is called a central angle. Well, where is the vertex? It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Yeah, completely old thing. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Your parents would. So, where's the vertex? Well, let's take this. Now, be careful. Skip this foldable part. Skip that flap and go down here. So, now we're talking about where the vertex is on the circle. So, it's not at the center. It's now on the circle. Wonder what that one's called. Well, if you remember from the beginning of the video, that's right. It's called an inscribed angle. So let's go to an inscribed angle. This is new. I'm excited for you. Here we go. So into that part of the foldable, let me get rid of central angle stuff. We don't need that, okay? So into that part of the foldable, I would draw the same exact circle, because I'm going to relate this for you so you can see what's up. Draw the same circle. Again, this is in the foldable part of the flap that says on the circle, so fold all that up. So here we have circle A. This is a central angle. We know that. We just talked about that central angle, and we know the measure is equal to the arc. All well and good. But here's what an inscribed angle is. Let me give you the definition. An inscribed angle, by definition, is an angle where the vertex is on the circle. So whether it be here, here, let me draw this. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But it's on the circle. And then it says its sides are 2 chords. So here's a picture of what I draw if I were you as an example of an inscribed angle. It looks just like this. So there's your point on the circle. I only dotted them to tell you, don't you dot them, you can make them solid. But I'm only dotting them so you can see the difference between that angle and my central angle. That's all I did it for. So this point D is on the circle. CD is the chord. DB is the other chord. So by definition, bam, it's an inscribed angle. But the question again is really this. Yay, it's great to know what an inscribed angle is, but the overall arching question is, how do you find the measure of the angle? Well, here's why I still have the central angle in there is 74. You know this. You know that this arc up here, it says, is 74. You know the measure of this angle is also 74. The question, is what's the measure of that angle right there? As it says, right here. So wonder what the measure of the angle is. Well, do you think it's the same as the central angle? Or do you think we have to do something to that arc to get over to this angle? Well, if you look at it, it does look a little bit, this central angle looks a little bigger than this one. I don't know, maybe that just is my eye deceiving me, I have no idea. Well, let me just kill the suspense, shall we? Let me just show you what the answer is and you'll see. So this arc up here again is 74, whoops, sorry. This arc up here is 74, CB. The question is, what's the measure of that angle? Well, here we go. Ba-bam! It's 37. Whoa, wait, how did I get 37? Keep in mind, remember, this arc up here is 74, and I just told you that the measure of this inscribed angle way over here is 37. Well, how did you get that answer? How did you do that? What did you do with the 74? That's right, you divided it exactly in half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to exactly how you find the measure of an inscribed angle. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see if this works for something else. Let me move this over to, I don't know, 100. So now notice, the measure of this arc is 100. Notice the measure of this angle, inscribed angle, is 50. It's half of it. Happens every time. Let me see this. Let me move this over here and make it 10. That little angle right there is 10. The arc's 10, which means way over here. Oh, that cute little angle. Oh, little guy. It's, sorry, it's 5 degrees. Wait, what if I do this? Make it really big. Whoa. Let's make it 140. Well, if that's 140, the measure of the angle and the arc, then the measure of this angle is 70. That's right, it's half of it. Watch this. Let me move this inscribed angle over here. Woo! Notice, no matter where I move it, that angle still is exactly 70. Why? Because it's still intercepting the same exact arc, C to B. It's still intercepting this arc right here. No matter where I take D and move it back and forth, it doesn't matter. It's still the same arc, and that arc is still 140. That's why the measure of this thing is still 70. How cool is that? So if I were you and you haven't done this yet, what I put into my foldable flappy for inscribed angle is for sure the definition. Is for sure any of these examples I just showed you. Any of them. But you also need to put this. This, not central angle. This right here. This is how you find the measure of the inscribed angle. The measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. Ladies and gentlemen, that is phenomenal. Inscribed angle is half the measure of the arc, and the old central angle is exactly the same as the arc. So same as the arc for central angle, half for inscribed angle. I am so excited for you guys to master these two angles. We've got 2 down, and that's right, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. But wait, Mr. Motter, we only have 2 more flaps. That's right. Get ready. That comes next. See you in class. Peace out of here.